And a shot from a little earlier as the Hornets get off the team bus looking very focused. They want to leave town with something to show for their efforts. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. This is an aerial view of our location today, Sacramento, the capital of California. Live coverage of the NBA here on 2K Sports. A happy Sunday evening to you and yours. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. While we get a break, let's take a look at the October standings out west. Take a look at the Kings. Right now they're in 7th in the conference, looking to build on their record.
Yeah, you know, for the Kings, they've shown me some very good things this season. But that next step, those qualities that could make them true contenders, just haven't been there.
Now, you just don't want to sit in the middle for too long. You either want to be competing against the top teams or starting to strategize where you can position yourself for a high lottery pick and maybe turn around your franchise's fortunes.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
De'Aaron Fox talked about his mentality on the court. You put the ball in his hands, he says, I'm going to take over the game. It doesn't have to be scoring, just always attacking. Always. You got to be a dog. Don't back down from anyone. Kevin, I know you're a dog. Back to you.
A little intimidation factor, DA. Thanks. Early on, Brent, what are some of the intangibles you look for in a team that may be taking the next step?
First of all, is the player who's returning that's shouldering most of the responsibility, is he any better than last season, Kevin? Has there been some growth in his game? Secondarily,
the great ones always grow.
They always do, and they're really sharp usually coming out of summertime, and they're ready to go. Second thing is, has the roster been tinkered with a little bit or tweaked a little bit to enhance what it is that the skill set of the star player is going to provide for their team throughout the next 8 months of the season? And
a look at the starters for the Hornets. They've got Batum, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist out there with Bismack Biyombo. And it's Crawford, and it's Rozier in at the point. And for the Kings, Barnes and Bagley, the duo with the forward. Fox at the point with Heel to his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Dedmon in at the 5. And so it's the Kings getting on the board first. Now Rozier. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A second chance effort. It's hauled in by the Kings. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Yeah, they really snuffed that one out. Didn't execute all that well. Fortunate to walk away with the W.
And we talk about gutsy wins, and on a night like that in the last game where they just did not shoot it well, that's a steal during a regular season.
Well, some ups and downs for Marvin Bagley in that rookie campaign with the Kings, but you could see the flashes of potential and the tremendous work ethic when he was out on that floor.
That free throw missing. And with Bagley, the mobility he showed for his size is really what impresses you.
And that blend of size and speed is why many feel like he could play across the entire front line. Wasn't in the Rookie of the Year race, but in a few years, he could be right there with the best of the best from that 2018 class.
And he's good on the second.
You think about the Kings and how far off it is that they are from getting into their primes. If they keep learning the game the right way and find some cohesion together here, there's some building blocks for these Kings to do some damage in the near future and sustain it.
Now, here's Rozier. 20 points for him last game against Minnesota. And once again, off the mark by Charlotte.
Man, he's had 3 good looks at the basket and nothing to show for it.
And it's blocked. Dedmon kicks to Barnes. Shoots over Kidd-Gilchrist. Barnes can't get it to go. Brent, most NBA players peak around, what, 27, 28, 30 years old? Kings have a lot of players entering right now that range.
Well, you think about they're actually a few years even from that range, Kevin, and so that youth will pay off as long as the player development is there And if they can stay with a consistent coach for some time here, the likes of Fox and Bagley and Heald and Bogdanovich, it's a nice young core. We'll see if they can get the job done, get themselves into the playoffs, and start getting the kind of experience that propels an organization forward. Always impressive when a smaller player has a nose for the ball and rises up amongst the taller ones to grab rebounds.
And yes, it's good. For Sacramento, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Fox against Rozier. Floats one up, and there's the nice layup by Fox.
That's a nice floater. I mean, a la Mike Conley. If De'Aaron Fox can establish that float game, tough to stop.
Now, here's Rozier. It's good.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
Yeah, no stopping him on that play. Sometimes even the taller defenders are helpless to stop him.
Here's Barnes. Following the bucket by the Hornets. Shoots over Kid Gilchrist, and that one's good.
Barnes pretty much at ease from that spot on the floor.
Rozier against Fox. The 10-footer. Bagley with the rebound.
Is it getting cold in here, Kevin? This is a tough one. Crucial that he starts to work a little harder for a higher percentage shot.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
With nobody getting a hand in his face in that painted area, that's a miss he's going to be disappointed with.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Are you asking me, GA? I'm not sure.
Now, here's Rozier. Batum with the ball. And here's Biyombo. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Dedmon's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Bagley. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Bagley committed to do something on that possession offensively, playing aggressive. Now, Bagley can give you just a little bit of everything on the inside. I know he had a slow start to his rookie year, but really picked it up as he came along and got up to speed with not only playing with Fox, but in the NBA system, and as to where he could be effective.
Free throws off from Bagley. And with Bagley, it was clear just how active he was on both ends.
Yeah, he can do that. He's got that kind of length. He's got a soft touch around the rim. And if he can run out in transition and steal a few easy points, he could be a consistent 17 to 18-point scorer in this league.
Now Fox. After the missed 3 from Malik Monk. Up top, Heald. It's tipped. Now here's Crawford. A 26-point game for him in the win against Minnesota.
I'm not sure in that game if it was him or Dikembe Mutombo out there, guys. I was just hoping to see one finger wave after one of those 4 blocks. No, 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 not today.
And it's good, 2 points.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Here's the teardrop, and Fox finishes it off. Fox has got 6.
Well, Fox not a jump shooter, just doing a great job of mixing it up offensively now.
On the wing, Jamal Crawford for 3. Bagley with the rebound.
Well, the D doesn't seem to be too worried about him from 3-point range, and he shows us why. Still, I expect him to make one of those.
Now here's Barnes. A 24-point outing in their last game against Utah.
Yeah, but there's always this point, Kevin. You got to look at where did he also impact the game. It was on the rebounding end of the floor. A tremendous performance there.
You know, Brent, he's bounced around, but late bloomer Dwayne Dedmon making impressive strides in his game.
Yeah, you think about going from a 10-day contract to having a ton of starts as a center. This guy is very skilled, Dedmon, and the ability to go out and shoot the basketball, I think, has raised the most eyebrows about what he can do for your team offensively.
That free throw, no good.
Well, from the D-League to dominating defensively, Dwayne Dedmon hustling around.
Zeller, he's checked in for Biyombo. So he comes up empty at the line. And this Charlotte franchise has been stuck in the middle for so long with Kemba Walker leaving this summer in free agency. Greg, is it time for them to hit the reset button?
A rebuild does seem in order. I'm not sure they have the stomach for it, but they need to tear it down to the studs and start over.
Healed with the bucket.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Hornets trail by 9. Crawford outside. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. He kicks it to Monk. Here's Batum, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, you just can't afford to give up second chance opportunities again and again.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. Bjelica, he checks in for Dwayne Dedmon. Riza comes in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Bogdanovich in for Heel. Williams, he's checked in for Charlotte. Miles Bridges comes in for Jamal Crawford. That one misses for Batum. Player development, not just a coach's job, Brent, something you're active in right now. And, you know, there are some players who are playing careers, who are terrific mentors and teachers on teams.
There's no doubt about it that there are guys. I think about first what Vince Carter has provided to the teams he's been around in the past couple seasons. Zach Randolph, to some degree, was doing that as he moved from Memphis to Sacramento. But there are guys who are still players and that are on the floor contributing and doing big things like Chris Paul and Mike Conley that are such huge attributes to an organization when they start to introduce the changeover in their roster or the next phase of their team. You got to give a lot of kudos and appreciate the fact that players who've been that great for that long accept and willingly accept, Kevin, the role of teaching young guys and paying it forward.
And role players that have been like Calderon and Haslam, who have not been stars, but have been important parts of their organization.
Also, tremendous examples of what it means to be a professional day in and day out. If your responsibilities aren't as great as the top 4 or 5 players, there's still things you can do to make your team better on a daily basis. Those are 2 great names, Kevin.
Now, here's Ariza. Shoots a fader. Holmes, good. And the Kings lead by 9.
Ooh, that's a great matchup for him just because of the size difference right there. He makes that mid-range shot at a very high percentage.
Zeller finds Batum. Misses the 3.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Joseph, the pass to Ariza. Now Bogdanovich. He's guarded by Williams. Bogdanovich, no luck. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Hornets. But they'll get another chance. Right side, Williams. Here's Bridges, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
The culture shift it's been in Sacramento the last few years. Vlade Divac, along with Peja Stojakovic, 2 of the legendary Sacramento Kings players, finding their footing and trying to put their stamp on this organization with some of the young talent that they've acquired.
Shoot 2.
Free throw, no good. And Brent, around the league, people are saying the Kings are one of the scarier teams on the rise.
Well, they drafted decently. They play a system that now is speaking to some of their young talent. They've had a nice blend. It's been a long time coming in Sacramento, but fans coming out to the new arena to support this new, young, hungry Kings group.
And even though he stands 6'10", Holmes plays taller than that.
He does, mostly, Kevin, because of that length. I mean, he stretches out and uses that quick jump and can block some shots and deter a few guys from trying to do some things offensively.
And it's easy to see why a team would want Ariza on their roster. Makes the right decisions, mentors young players, and is well respected throughout the league.
That free throw missing.
Trevor Ariza, one of those hard hat guys who you know you're going to get what you get from him on a nightly basis. Guard on defense and be a capable three-point shooter. Just comes to do his job.
And he sinks the second. Hornets trail by 10. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Now, here's Monk. He's covered by Joseph. Puts it up from 12. The shot by Monk is no good.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add two ingredients. One would be playing smart. The other one, playing selfless. They've done that tonight. Serve it up.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there.
Off the inbound, no good.
Just cannot get anything to go. If there's going to be a way to get out of this hole, I don't think he'll be the one to do it.
Here's Joseph. The Hornets pull it in. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
The fans certainly got their money's worth in that game. Boy, was that a battle, and it turned out to be a real gritty win for them.
Man, they had to scrape and claw just to get themselves back into the game and into overtime, but they really kept their composure in the extra 5 minutes, and it paid off for the win.
For Charlotte, they have been unsuccessful at the line so far, 0 of 3, and looking to make their first free throw of the game right now.
Shooting two.
And that one misses. In player development, Brent, what are some of the primary things that can be taught?
I think in today's game, what a lot of PD coaches are looking at, Kevin, is just decision-making, playing out of the pick and roll and coming off into a spot where you're making the correct reads. It's much like, and you cover a lot of football, where you can talk to quarterbacks about their checkdowns.
Yes.
I think you can teach guys how it is that when they come off a screen, what's going to be available to them, and paint pictures for them so that when they're on the floor, they become second nature in terms of their decision-making. That can be huge. And then the second thing is always player development, working on confidence in shooting the basketball. You just want guys to feel like whatever shot they're taking, they've got a great chance of making it.
2 on the clock. Ariza no up.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Monk. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there.
I mean, I don't know. Does he look a couple steps slow today? He needs to shake that off and get into the zone and get on the scoreboard.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And so here's Charlotte after the Kings pick up 2. Zeller dishes to Monk. Over Joseph. Monk kicks to Zeller. Outside Batum. Charlotte again missing.
With him struggling tonight, they need to find some other options out there to keep themselves in the game.
Hornets trail by 14. 1:10 left here in the opening quarter. Stolen by Joseph. It's Bielitsa. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Nice job by Bielitsa to just stay with it there, and then good body control.
Well, for Bielitsa, he's not the most athletic player on the floor, but Brent, he produces.
Yeah, Bielitsa, one of those guys who can flow into a transition and stop 3 or 4 feet behind the three-point line and drill you from there. So a nice guy as a secondary option on the break is Bielitsa.
And that one misses. Well, Greg, it took some time for Bogdan Bogdanovic to make it over to the NBA, but you can see why he was worth the wait.
And Bogdanovic showed some flashes of his great shooting that rookie year and only improved on that last season. Still, you know, in his mid-20s, he should only continue to get better as he adjusts to the NBA.
Here's Monk. The Kings getting the bucket. Outside, Batum. Passes to Hernan Gomez. And the pass to Batum. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Bridges. Can they get it? And it's good off the back rim and in.
And how about Monk there scanning the floor for the open teammate? That's how you develop a trust from your teammates.
Here's Bogdanovic. Wow, came this close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact there on the three-point attempt.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Free throw good, Bogdanovic.
Well, the thing you think about with Bogdan Bogdanovic, besides his first name being in his last name, is potential. A young, raw prospect with plenty of upside.
And the second free throw, good. And he can't make it. 3 for 3. And so it's the Sacramento Kings with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. We come back right after this. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, we've seen the Kings really take control here.
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
Yeah, defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
Hornets trail by 18. Trevor Ariza out there with Nemanja Bjelica. Then there's Rashawn Holmes. Then there's Bogdanovic. And it's Farrell in at the point guard. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. Pass to Bogdanovic. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
Yeah, everybody saw that one. That was pretty blatant there.
Rozier, the pass to Williams. To the inside. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Williams has got the first basket of the second quarter for the Hornets. Sacramento leading by 16. Ariza outside. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And Ariza much improved as a free thrower over the course of his career.
He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1. No good on that one.
And Sacramento seems like a great fit for Luke Walton. Team's approach on offense really matches his own. Should never be a shortage of scoring for the Kings.
You wonder how it is that Luke Walton did his studying coming into this season with how much success last year Dave Yeager had in getting these guys to push the ball up the floor. Luke Walton believes that anyone can rebound and bring it up, and they have the kind of guys who could do that on this roster.
Count that bucket. Crawford's got his first bucket of the night. And here's Farrell. He'll bring it up for the Kings. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Charlotte's had to wait a bit the last few years. Now, the city hosted the All-Star game last season. But for the Hornets, they've gone 3 seasons without a playoff appearance and 15 seasons without winning a playoff series. In that time, the franchise has had 7 head coaches and a shifting front office. But Buzz City is hoping that its wait for playoff relevance will end soon. Kevin?
We all are. David, thank you. Now, here's Holmes. Passes it to Farrell. Just 5 to shoot. Over Bridges. Farrell can't hit.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
And some changes here for the Kings. Bagley, he's checked in for Rashawn Holmes. Harrison Barnes comes in for Trevor Ariza. And De'Aaron Fox subbed in for Bogdanovich. Kid Gilchrist, he's checked in for the Hornets.
Go back to the...
Crawford right side. Steps back and fires. Bagley with the rebound. Bagley's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Shoots over Kid Gilchrist. Bagley with the bucket. Bagley's got 7 points.
Working around the rim, Bagley a tough cover there because of his quickness.
Crawford looking over the floor. Now the pass to Hernan Gomez. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
This is where Willie does his best work. As I say, Kevin, he's Willie good inside.
That's right, Brent. Here's Farrell. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Fox dishes to Bagley. 6 to shoot. Farrell kicks to Bagley. Floats one. He's off on that one. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Kid Gilchrist with it. Now guarded by Fox. And De'Aaron Fox gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Bielitsa. The Hornets also with a sub. Biombo is checked in for Williams. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Keeps it alive. Here's Hernan Gomez. And finally they hit one. Hernan Gomez has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, beating everybody to the ball, Willie doesn't always get his number called, so he's got to put in the extra work and find these efforts in the offensive glass.
Now, here's Fox. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Utah.
Yeah, but you can't talk about his performance without mentioning what he did defensively in terms of shot blocking. He was a force of nature.
To the middle. And finished off by Bagley.
Well, Fox with the eyes and ears up that time. Good vision to facilitate.
Rozier kicks to Biyombo. Fox against Rozier. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's Fox. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Hernangomez has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Pass to Rozier. Back to Hernangomez. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Hernangomez has got 6 points.
Yeah, this story in the second quarter much different than the one in the first. We're finally seeing some aggression.
Barnes looking around. The kick out to Fox. 6 on the shot clock. The Kings need to get off a shot here. Here's Dedmon. They get it back. Bagley, a beautiful reverse layup. He's got 11.
This looks like he's got more feel tonight, like he's really got a good grip on that ball as he's letting it go.
Crawford outside. Hernangomez with the ball. Dedmon's there. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Softly drops in the floater. Kid Gilchrist has got his second bucket.
Always fun to look at. Not tremendously efficient, but the floater, boy, those sure are pretty.
Pass to Fox. Goes up on the high post. Hernangomez grabs the miss. Hernangomez has got 5 rebounds tonight. Pass to Biyombo. Now here's Crawford. T right on him. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Sacramento leading by 10. Here's Farrell. It's rebounded by Kid Gilchrist. Kid Gilchrist has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. Back to Kid Gilchrist. Over Fox. Kid Gilchrist, no luck. And so it's Bagley with it. He brings it up for Sacramento. They led by as many as 18 points.
No problem from Harrison Barnes. They're getting up and throwing it down.
Hornets trail by 12. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Rozier. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Marvin Bagley picks one up. And one of those little spark plug guys, Terry Rozier, plays the game with Greg, I think, a chip on his shoulder.
I mean, the story goes, as a kid, when his temper flared, his mother would have to sit on him until he cooled down. He's learned to channel that fire and emotion into his game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Rozier. There are many players now signing shorter contracts in free agency. You've talked about this a lot. Does it make it harder or easier for the super teams?
Well, I think it makes it easier because all of a sudden a star player from another team becomes available that you could latch him on to somewhere else.
Any examples you could throw out there? That
I don't want to get into the specifics.
Okay, I understand.
I think we've seen it over the past 3 or 4 years with some of our star guys. And
yes.
I don't fault them because they're getting smarter. Players are a lot smarter about what it is that they can do with having the very few times, Kevin, that you have a say in your career as to where it is that you're going to play, and more importantly, the potential for what it is that financially you can make.
And playing for a championship.
For a championship, for potentially the opportunity to play with somebody who you've always thought you could either elevate their play or they could elevate yours. This is not going away anytime soon.
And so here's Charlotte. Sacramento making their last shot. Batum passes to Rozier. And it's blocked, but they recover it. And they're able to recover. It's Kid Gilchrist on the wing. Covered by Heel.
Well, Dedmon's reach is a huge advantage there to help him tally some more blocked shots.
Miles Bridges, he's checked in for Charlotte. Monk comes in for Ogier. Sacramento leading by 15. To the inside and stolen by Zeller. Right side, Batum. Back to Zeller. Fader on the way, and the shot is long. The Kings have gone 6 of 14 shooting here in the second. Joseph has an open look. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Joseph's got himself on the board with 3 there.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Monk kicks to Batum. Now, here's Bridges. Dedmon defending. Batum against Bagley. For 3, Bridges. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Sacramento. Lisa comes in for Marvin Bagley. And the Kings with possession. They're on an 11-3 run. Batum against Joseph. Fox looking it over. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. And while we've got this moment here, now let's take a look at last season's leaders in converting turnovers into points. Number 1, the Kings.
Yeah, I mean, the best in the league at forcing those miscues and then capitalizing at the other end. Their defense led to their offense.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hornets.
And they're allowing too many points in the paint. Coach is going to let them hear about it.
Yeah, coach knows that. They know that. In the timeout, they're going to hear about it, make the adjustment.
Looking now at some numbers for Zeller. Good season for him last year. Averaged 10 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's done his share of the work for the team, definitely making an impact.
Well, the numbers, if you look at them, impressive all the way around, and he's not letting the team down.
That's good from Joseph on the assist by Fox. Fox has got his 4th assist in this one.
And it's not the half-court D that's been the problem. It's scores like that which are killing them.
Now, here's Monk. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Yes, that goes in.
I like seeing Monk set his teammates up. A part of his game that I think he's got to continue to improve.
Here's Fox. It's blocked. Fast break now for Charlotte. Kid Gilchrist leading the charge. Batum wide open. He fired. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. The Hornets have made just 1 free throw in this one, and a lot of misses beginning to pile up.
And as a team, excellent. A season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. Bielitsa, he checks in for the Kings. And both free throws good from Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Here's Joseph. 5 points in the game. 1:32 left in the first half of the game. The pass to Bielitsa. Launches it. Monk grabs the board.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Now Bridges. He had 10 points in the win against Minnesota. Shot clock at 6. Here's Batum, and it's blocked. Up top, Holmes. A shot, no good. And the Hornets now going the other way. And it's blocked. And so it looks like the Kings will retain possession here.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Hield. Last year, getting it done. 7th in three-point field goal percentage. And he was top 10 in free throw percentage. Did not waste opportunities to convert at the line.
And you know, back to his tremendous efficiency from 3 last year, top 10 in the league, he's truly a dead-eye shooter when he gets it going. Now, here's Joseph. Back to Hield. It's rebounded by Charlotte. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's Monk. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And Monk is an interesting player. A combo guard with fantastic scoring potential, quick on both ends of the floor.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Shooting 2.
That one is off. Sacramento making a switch here. Bogdanovich is checked in. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Williams is checked in. Good on the second free throw. 26 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Hield against Batum. We've got 13 seconds left in the first half. 5 on the clock. Hield with it over Williams. Hield with the bucket. And the Kings lead by 17.
That's such a quick trigger there. Hield able to hit even with a hand in his face.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Kings lead by 17. Live from Golden One Center, you're watching 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. It is bedlam here. The hometown crowd loving that first half. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. A tremendous game we're seeing from Marvin Bagley. He had 13 points, 10 rebounds, and 1 assist. He struggled in their last game, but he's not having any problems tonight. Really good first half for him. He was right on the mark. What'd you think about Sacramento, Kenny?
Boy, it was rough down there in the paint, and they were just dominant, taking it to the rack. But that's what you have to be willing to do. Take the action to the heart of the competition without any fear. That's why this is already a blowout.
And big fella, your thoughts on the Hornets?
They were not running an efficient offense. The shot selection has to improve. It's as simple as that. Too many guys working as individuals, not as a team. They need to work as a unit, Ernie. Move the ball.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. We're seeing a tremendous game from Marvin Bagley.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
Yeah, guys like him love to stuff the stat sheet. He's doing it here.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Here's who James Borrego is starting the second half with. Crawford out there with Terry Rozier. Then there's Batum. Then there's Bismack Biyombo. And it's Kid Gilchrist in at the 4. Bagley with the block.
Bagley timing that one well and intimidating.
6 on the shot clock. Here's Rozier.
Fox is so good on the offensive end with his quickness. Why not use it on the defensive end? He did there. Not been an easy start. 3 straight misses here on these possessions.
Now here's Batum over Hield. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
And the versatile wing, Nick Batum, wants a do-it-all scorer, but Greg, he's started to take less of an active role in offenses lately.
And Batum has been asked to do less volume scoring, but it's helped his efficiency as a player. Now past 30 years of age, you can see his role on teams being similar to that of Andre Iguodala's as he ages in the league.
1 of 5 here, Kevin, to start the half. Their offense looks like it's shrinking right now.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
Now here's Batum. He can't get that one. Good D by Hield. From 12 feet out. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Even if you're not shooting it, you like to see the effort level, and his tonight has been high.
And the shot goes in.
Not getting old here. Seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
Here's Fox following the bucket by the Hornets. There's the dish to Hield. Over Crawford. Hield with the bucket. Hield's got 6 points.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
And so Crawford will bring it up for Charlotte. 19-point game. They're off to battle the Clippers after this game as they'll be playing at the Staples Center. That'll be the second on the road in the midst of this long 4-game road stint. And it's Rozier missing. Kings have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. And stolen by Biyombo. Inside. Dedmon with the block. It's out of bounds to the Hornets as Charlotte retains possession. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. And Batum kicks to Rozier. And it's Rozier again missing. Kings leading now by 19 points. Here's Barnes. Here's Bagley. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Well, this is the level of activity that you want from Marvin Bagley. Relentless tonight on the offensive glass.
This is his third trip to the free throw line in the game.
One shot.
Free throws off from Bagley.
Interesting how the year progressed for one Marvin Bagley, the former second overall pick in the 2018 draft. Got some increased playing time. His role shifted a little bit, and his confidence was on the rise. Played much better in the second half of the season.
Now, here's Fox. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist unable to get his shot to go. Pass to Dedmon. 5 to shoot. Over Crawford. Shot's good by Dedmon. Dedmon's got his second bucket of the night.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
Rozier the pass to Crawford. Kicks it to Biyombo. Outside Batum. Over Hield. And again, the Hornets missing.
Probably not the shot that was drawn up for that possession, but you can't pass it up, and you can't knock it down.
Wasted no time on that one. Hield's got 9.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
Now, here's Rozier. 7 points in the game. Crawford, no luck. Now, here's Dedmon. He's covered closely. The wide open look here for Fox. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Kidd-Gilchrist has got 11 rebounds in the game. Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession. And here's a look at what's coming up for the Kings. On Tuesday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies. And then on Friday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
Farrell's checked in for Heel. Hernangomez is checked in for the Hornets. Pass to Farrell. Crawford with the steal. To end the run, throws down the breakaway jam.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Now, here's Dedmon. Passes it to Barnes. Looking to end his cold spell. Oh, that's blocked. In the corner, it's Crawford. Dedmon with the block. They recover it.
And here's some numbers on Fox. A very nice season for him last year. He averaged about 17 points a game last year, 7 assists and 3 rebounds. And you look at the numbers he's been putting up, fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
No good on the free throw.
A second-round pick who relies on instincts and a little bit of size. Hernangomez, actually a pretty good free throw shooter.
He hits the second from the line. And here is Fox. 8 points for him. There's the pass to Farrell. Back to Fox. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Well, he's always been about speed, even back to his college days at Kentucky, and he's learned how to harness some of that on the offensive end of the floor. De'Aaron Fox picking his spots and looking for areas where he can get to be a little bit more effective.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Fox. And Brent, you talk about Fox in the draft. Was viewed as a defensive player.
Well, pretty interesting considering what we've watched over the course of the last year and a half. De'Aaron Fox just out in the fast break and in transition. You wonder if the way the game has changed, Kevin, in the past 3 years, it's allowing a player with the skill set of De'Aaron Fox to really flourish in playing open floor style.
And he makes the first but misses the second. Well, what an incredible difference it was for De'Aaron Fox from his rookie year to his second season.
Well, they really committed to a style that allowed De'Aaron Fox just to take the reins and run up and down the floor. Obviously, we talk so much about his speed and ability to get out in transition to put pressure on the defense. The next step, again, for all these young players is to remain consistent in their play and then defend your position on the other end.
And going out of bounds, last touch by Barnes. Sacramento making some changes. Riza comes in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Bogdan Bogdanovic in for De'Aaron Fox. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Malik Monk, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. Here's Rozier. Got it. Good job in the low post. Rozier's got 9 points.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season. Number 1, the Kings.
Do they love to run? I mean, nobody did it better. They would get out in the lanes and push the ball even after makes.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He's off on the first. That one misses. I'll rank this the 15th season for the veteran Marvin Williams, former #2 overall pick back in 2005.
And even though he has never been an all-star, Williams has always been a contributor to teams. Still can give you good rebounding and scoring in a variety of roles.
Just 5 on the clock. Rozier for 3. Charlotte gets it back.
And that's a good job of just getting after it on the backboard, gets them another possession, and allows them to run even more clock.
Now, here's Rozier. 9 points in the game so far. He gets that one. Williams has got his second basket of the game.
Have to be wary of Williams. His mid-range jumper is outstanding and often on the money.
Outside, Bogdanovich. Charity strike shot. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Williams has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Hernan Gomez kicks to Rozier. Monk, the pass to Hernan Gomez. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Well, we've seen this before. When Willie's pushing the action, Willie makes things happen.
This is his second trip to the free throw line. That free throw, no good. And some changes here for the Kings. Bielitsa, he checks in for Dwayne Dedman. And it's Joseph in for Bagley. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Zeller, he's checked in for Monk. And the second free throw, good. Here's Joseph. 5 points in the game. Pass to Bogdanovich. Rozier with the steal. Fast break now for Charlotte. He has a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. But taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas, David, thank you. And so it looks like the Kings will retain possession here. And the Hornets making a change here. Crawford's checked in. Got a piece of it. Rozier with the steal. Crawford outside. And stolen by Bogdanovich. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Probing and looking and finding ways. Bogdanovich really in attack mode here tonight.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Now here's Crawford. That's tipped. Bogdanovich up top, guarded by Crawford. Williams with the block. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. Richaun Holmes, he's checked in for Sacramento. Joseph against Rozier. Outside Bogdanovich. Pass to Ariza. Shot clock at 5. Puts up a 3. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Passes it to Rozier. He kicks to Crawford. Looking to get it going, and the layup is good. Crawford's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Jamal Crawford's so hard to handle in one-on-one situations. That time blows past the defense.
Bielitsa inside. He's against Zeller. That one no good. To the right side. There's 1:47 left in the 3rd quarter. To the left wing. Bridges, no one around him. No good that time. And the Kings going the other way now. Down low and stolen by Zeller. Ariza against Bridges. Now here's Rozier. 9 points in the game so far. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And here's a look at the stats for Rozier. Some last season stats for him. Averaged about 9.8, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. We know that he can come up with the occasional big play, but his overall numbers haven't been impressive.
There is a bit of a feeling they're all looking to him to step up, and they know he's capable of doing it right now, just not getting it done.
And he can't get the first one. Sacramento making a switch here. Hield's checked in. No luck that time either. Sacramento's gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. And so Crawford will bring it up for the Hornets. Zeller dishes to Crawford. 56 seconds left to play in the 3rd. Here's Rozier. The rebound by Hield.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
Now here's Bogdanovich. The pass to Bielitsa. Hield outside. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Charlotte has gotten blank from 3-point land so far in the 3rd. Still 0 for 3. Here's Crawford. 6 points for him. Drops it in from 14 feet away. Crawford's got 8 points. The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. The Kings on top, delivering the blowout. And when we return, we'll get the 4th quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Joseph and Hield make up the backcourt. Harrison Barnes is out there with Bogdanovich. And it's Bjelica in at the 5, home in the paint. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. Now here's Kid Gilchrist after the miss from Buddy Hield. Here's Crawford. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Crawford's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Hornets. Outside, Joseph. Outside, Bogdanovich. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Three-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Rozier against Joseph. Rozier kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And bird rights an important element in structuring the salary cap. Can you tell the viewers exactly what that means?
What it means, Kevin, is you have the ability to go into the above the tax to sign your own player, and so it doesn't cost you in terms of tax dollars. So if a player finishes his season, you have bird rights on that player. You can negotiate a number that's not going to impact your bottom line and cut into your salary cap. So very important when teams are maneuvering around and trying to get players on their roster for a season or two, that after that second season or third season over, that the bird rights still remain for them to extend him even further to keep him around the culture.
Marvin Bagley's checked in for Sacramento. De'Aaron Fox comes in for Corey Joseph. Second free throw, no good. Kings leading now by 23. A little over a minute of the 4th quarter gone right now.
Buddy Hield finished off the 2018 season on a tear, and then last year played some tremendous basketball, trying to work on rounding out his game, not just to be a scorer, but more dynamic on offense by making plays, drawing fouls, and being more consistent.
Shooting 2.
Free throw drops for Hield. Well, with Hield, Brent, you know the shooting is going to be there. Now he's starting to get more trips to the line.
Trips at the line, maybe catching up to De'Aaron Fox in transition. It's going to be really interesting with the new offensive system under this coaching staff, how it is they utilize the scoring ability of Buddy Hield.
Both free throws good from Hield. And how often do players argue calls knowing that they are in the wrong? They know they're going after something that was the correct call.
Let's just say often, Kevin. I mean, you just never the whistle.
Are they thinking ahead in terms of saying?
I don't think so. It's emotional. It's just an emotional reaction. I mean, you're out there running around and doing what you do, and you get a whistle, you're going to react to it like, oh, I did something wrong. Why am I in the principal's office right now? I want to get my side out. I know you saw it. Everybody does.
That sounds like you may have done a lot of that.
I tried to avoid that, Kevin.
Did you? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't think that's healthy for you and your reputation.
Rozier with the ball. Picked up by Bagley. Feeds to Zeller. Fox with the steal. Outside, Bagley. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to go on Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
Well, when he's looking to score, Bagley becomes a lot more of a problem.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Sacramento making some changes. Giles comes in for Bjelica, and Leiden subbed in for Harrison Barnes. Both shots good from the stripe. For so long, the U.S. has been the country to beat in international basketball play. But there are some big-time challengers around the globe emerging.
Well, Serbia and Spain continue to be competition that the U.S. takes extremely seriously, and I'm not saying they don't take everybody that they step on the floor against with tremendous amount of respect. We know from years in the past that Argentina had its golden age with the players around Manu Ginobili and Oberto and Nocioni, but that seemed to be a timing thing for the Argentinian national team. Spain and Serbia will continue to be impressive and continue to push USA basketball in these international tournaments and Olympic play.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed? He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
Here's Monk. Marvin Bagley picking up that last basket. Outside, Martin. That one goes in.
Now, that play never gets old, Kevin. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Outside, Fox. 5 on the clock. From deep three-point range, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking coming up for the Charlotte Hornets. On Monday, they'll be playing against Lou Williams and the Los Angeles Clippers. Then on Wednesday, they'll go up against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. Monk, the pass to Washington. To the paint. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Brent, a few players now host podcasts, participate with those elements, with those vehicles during the season. Any thoughts on that?
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic for our fan base and for our players to have an outlet, to have conversations and share a little bit more about their personality. It grows them as people, I think, Kevin, especially I've listened to J.J. Redick's many times over,
yes.
And you learn something new, not only about players, but about their interests and how they're spending time. And I think if you were a young player, let's say you were a high school senior and you're a college player and you're listening to some of the things that guys are talking about in their experiences, I think it's invaluable for what it is that you don't know exists around a player in the NBA, and for you to start having considerations about how difficult the task is, how mentally taxing. So these things are great outlets for the players.
Now Fox. Healed outside. Over Martin. Healed, can't hit.
Well, maybe not the best shot against that kind of defense, but he still has the ability to knock that kind of shot down.
Pass to Monk. Pass to Hernan Gomez. And it's denied. Offside Fox. Here's Healed. Martin with the block. Pass to Washington. Back to Monk. To the inside. Shoots from 14. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep. And it's Fox with the rebound.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
As good as you can do without getting a block there to defend.
Here's Farrell. Monk grabs the board. Monk's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Got a hand on it. Outside, Fox. High, arcing shot. It's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. And Sacramento has possession. Well, we have seen some players refuse to speak to the media. For whatever reason, where should that line be drawn?
Well, there is a role and a responsibility, I think, of every player in the league, Kevin, given that it's an entertainment industry and that people have jobs around this league to tell stories, to have access to those players. Now, every player doesn't want to talk or get into certain things, but their availability should be made and people should have access to them. Look, I don't want to take out the trash every Tuesday, but I understand I got to do it at home. And so players have a responsibility to their franchise to be a voice at times.
I always thought you were terrific with the media.
Well, I appreciate that, Kevin. Maybe that's how I got this job.
And he's good on the second. Hornets have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Crawford with the ball. And here is Rozier. Dedmon with the block. Kicks it to Fox. Barnes outside. Takes the elbow jumper and drains it.
Experience may be paying off there, Kevin. He's used to having aggressive D on him, especially in that area, and he scores.
Here's Rozier. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Well, after an impressive first half, he's just not been able to get the room or get anything going here in the second.
Zeller against Barnes. It's blocked. Now here's Zeller, and there's the pass to Rozier. You know, Brent, how candid can players be in their answers in the post-game interviews about what has happened or what they're feeling at that time? In other words, is there a danger to being too honest as a player?
There could be, Kevin. I mean, anytime you express some of your vulnerabilities, and if it's done at the right time, somebody's going to take advantage of it. What we've seen over the past couple years is, forget about when it is that the media is asking you questions. Most players are taking it to their social media accounts where they're able to get the message out without being baited by somebody with regards to a question. They can expound on whatever it is that they're feeling at that time, and that helps them to control the messaging a little bit more. And I think that trend is going to continue and continue to grow.
Fox. And finished off by Bagley.
Well, Fox does a great job of sizing up the defense and then finding a hole. So good at getting in there.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Rozier against Fox. And it's Rozier missing.
And it's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
Healed with the bucket.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now here's Batum, and stolen by Dedmon. Here's Barnes, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Harrison Barnes, great experience at Golden State, a proven champion on that team, and now entering prime years of his career, trying to be consistent and trying to get a little bit better.
Last season, Harrison Barnes had a rough time shooting the ball early on. Brent, that changed after the trade to Sacramento.
Well, Harrison Barnes is a very good player, and I think a lot of people look at what Harrison is getting paid as opposed to what his production is. But with this kind of veteran leader on this team and some young guys in Bogdanovich and Fox and Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes is the kind of guy that you can lean on to help these guys move along a little bit faster.
He misses the free throw.
The 7th overall pick in 2012 out of North Carolina, Harrison Barnes won a title in Golden State. Signs the big contract with Dallas, but yet to achieve the stardom that many predicted back in high school.
And he sinks the second. Greg, you look at Harrison Barnes. What's his best role?
I mean, Kevin, he's a hard worker, able to hit the spot-up three. Defensively, his strength gives him some versatility, just a solid contributor.
Now here is Martin. 6 to shoot, and stolen by Barnes. Martin with the block. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by Martin. Bagley, he's checked in for Barnes. Near the three-point line, it's Joseph. Money from the wing.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here is Martin. Down low, Zeller takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Zeller's got 4 points now in the quarter. And here are the Kings now. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Joseph looking around. Outside, Bagley. Pass to Leiden. Martin against Bogdanovich. Shot clock at 3. From deep three-point range. And no good. Great D that time from Martin. Here's Washington. He's covered by Bogdanovich. And the dunk by Zeller.
Nice job clearing some space out under the boards and setting himself up there for the putback.
And not just any old putback, Clark, but a big, big foul. Here's Leiden. Pass to Giles. Something Commissioner Silver has mentioned, Brent, the possibility of a mid-season tournament. You ever see that happening?
It'd be interesting to see if that idea grows some legs here, Kevin, and adopting what it is that in soccer leagues in Europe have done for many years, because teams hone in on what those individual cups mean and the competition raises, and you earn something for the end of the year. If Commissioner Silver can find a way to get that done, it becomes very intriguing instead of an all-star weekend to have teams gather for a mid-season tournament with something on the line. Elevated competition.
Well, kids play that at high school. They play that in the college level. It would make sense that it could fit in the NBA as well.
It'd be interesting, and especially halfway through the year, to reinvigorate your fan base with something like that, I think would be great.
Good point. And it's blocked.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Kings.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Marvin Bagley.
I liked his aggressiveness here tonight, especially on the glass. He was not messing around.
Brent, when constructing a team, it's always tricky to fit in max contracts. But the truth is, some players probably deserve much more money than they're allowed to receive.
Incredible to say that, right,
It
Kevin?
is, yeah.
But there are guys like LeBron James, whose $35 million contract might be worth 100.
I always thought about Jordan, too, right? I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And for the years that Michael Jordan was underpaid in Chicago for what it was he was doing. But in terms of competitive balance for the league and 30 franchises, and for you to try to build a team and a roster to put out on the floor to play this game and have opportunities to win championships, it's really the only way, and sometimes unfairly for guys in terms of their competition and compensation to have to put maximums on what it is that players can earn.
So we can't get either to fall. Sacramento's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Now here's Joseph. He's guarded closely. Outside, Bagley. It's stolen by Hernan Gomez. 35 seconds left in the fourth. Over to the wing. Passes it to Bacon. Martin kicks to Monk. Three-pointer. That one, no good. And so it's Bogdanovich who brings up the ball for Sacramento. Well, this one is winding down now. Sacramento can run out the clock. So it's the Kings winning this one easily. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that'll do it, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.